Oh my god. It was like the worst like physical pain I felt.
It was just, just stupid decisions, but anyway.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Jen and I'm here with Lauren again, and we are going to talk about our worst travel stories.
Dun dun dun.
The crows even come out like, I'm sorry about the sound, but it's like literally dying, sweltering heat right now in Australia, so I had to keep the window open. But yeah, we're going to talk about our worst travel experiences.
Everyone has them.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's actually
Some are worse than
so shit
others.
when it happens, but you know, you end up with really funny stories at the end that you eventually laugh about.
Instead of cry about.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the crying.
Yeah, I don't know what happens, but I just like cry a lot now.
It's fine, you just wear your heart on your sleeve. Some people cry easier than others.
I used to be one of those people who like never cried. I literally I think I broke the seal one time, and then now I just cry all the time.
I don't really cry easily except in movies, and I feel like you don't cry very easily in movies. So it's like,
because when I'm watching movies, I'm like, oh, this is gonna happen. Hold it in, Jen. It's gonna happen. So anyway, back to the video that we're actually talking about. Our Jesus crow. So yeah, we're gonna talk about our worst travel experiences. We'll go from the least worst, if that makes sense, to the worst. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The first one was when I got food poisoning in Paris. I'd never had food poisoning before, so it was like actually really bad that I wasn't at home or anything. But basically we went to this vegan restaurant. I'm not gonna bag vegan restaurants, but this is like...
I was like, shit, she's like never going vegan now. Like,
yeah.
She got food poisoning from a friggin' tofu, like...
It was like the first time that I was like, yeah, we'll go to your vegan place, Lauren. This was before I was vegan. Spoiler alert. We like went to this place. It had good reviews. Lauren had some good food. We basically got the same meals except for one thing was different. And I guess I got sick from that.
Dodged a bullet.
Some weird like...
It was like tofu. It
yeah.
wasn't fake meat or anything.
Yeah, it was tofu.
Must have just been sitting out for a while or something.
But yeah, we were just like hanging out in Paris. We went to a museum and all of a sudden I was feeling like so tired. Like I wanted to just like... I feel like I almost wanted to lay down on all the benches. But then I was still trying to film stuff and I was like, We were like going home on the train. I'm like, yeah, I'm like not feeling good. And we just made it off the train and I was just like walking really slow and I knew I was going to puke somewhere, but because there's a train station, there was like nowhere. There was no gardens.
On the train, I think I suggested that we do something before we went home, or I suggested something.
Oh yeah.
You were like, I'm not going to be able to do that.
No. Normally I'm just like cool with whatever, but I'm just
I was like,
no.
okay, yeah, she's sick.
And then
I proceeded to like stride off.
Yeah, we got off the train and Lauren was like...
Which is, in my defense, what I do usually.
What you usually do,
I didn't really know how bad it was.
Yeah.
But...
And then all of a sudden you hear this... So like,
Sounds
Paris
like
is
bad.
tainted. I don't think I've ever had... I think that's the only time I've had food poisoning. So... Yeah, it was the worst, but hopefully I don't get it again.
Goes to show it can happen anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't just happen in like Bali or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first one, and I feel like that will probably happen to a lot of travelers, so they can relate. The next one is like, could have been really terrible. It could have been like our worst thing, but we managed
Could have ruined the whole trip. It was that close.
Yeah. Basically, we almost missed our flight to Iceland, and... Yeah, we were in New York and we thought we had enough time to get to the airport, but turns out we didn't. I remember...
This is one of these things that's been like deleted because it was that traumatic.
I remember that like I was like, oh yeah, we should go to the airport, and you're like, oh no, it's like too early. I'm like, no, let's go. And then we did go. Yeah, we were on the train and then I overheard Thing being like, this stop is the airport. And I was like, is this where we get off? And you're like, nah, like Google Maps says we keep going. I was like, okay. And so we got off right at the end and there was no more stops and we weren't at the airport. So we then tried to get a bus to the airport from that station and the bus like didn't come for ages. And
it was not clear which one actually went to the airport as well.
Yeah.
So that was confusing. So we were probably waiting around for like half an hour to get a bus.
And I was like, come on. And I was like, do I just get a taxi? And then I was like, super like not sure how to do the whole like taxi thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I hope this bus comes. And then the bus finally came and I was like kind of crying in the bus because I looked at the time and I was like, there's no way we're going to make the flight. There was like, I don't know what time it was. I remember writing this down, but...
I think, it was probably like half an hour before the plane was meant to leave that we were still on the bus.
Yeah, we got to the airport like, 15 minutes before the flight?
15, 20, yeah.
Ugh. And we heard our names over the loudspeaker being like, get to the gate! I was like trying to tell this lady, I'm like, oh my god, we got tickets, like that was us, like let us through. And she was just like, oh, your tickets aren't working, like you're gonna have to print them again. But it was nighttime, so the desk wasn't even open anymore. And so we randomly like ran and found this lady to help us. She's like, oh, I'll give them a call. I'll call the gate.
She tried to call them.
And they like didn't pick up.
So she just walked over there because the terminal was like right there.
She was like, I'm just going to walk over there. I'll take your passports and go print it. And I'm like, oh my god, hurry up. And she's just like, doo, 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 doo. I'm like, come on. But then eventually she came back and she's like, here's your tickets. They're like leaving right now. So we went through like the special like VIP kind of like customs area, and we were just like throwing our shoes through the x-ray thing, and my jacket got caught in it. And then I think I left you at the customs thing. I was like, oh, I gotta get to the plane. And I'm like, I'm gonna just get on. I feel like every other airline would have just left.
Yeah.
But Iceland Air, you were nice. So yeah, we got on that plane, and like if we didn't make that plane, I don't know when another flight would go to Iceland, like not for a while. And we only had a week in Iceland, and that's like the one place I wanted to go to.
Yeah, we had this whole tour booked, and it's like, when's the next flight to Iceland? I don't know, we probably would have had to pay for it out of our own pocket.
The whole time I was on the plane, I just like couldn't sleep. I was just like, holy shit, how did we make that?
I think like on the bus you were like, if we make this flight, you get a high five.
Yeah.
And we sat down and like high fived. Just out of pure panic.
I'm giving Lauren a high five because we made the plane. Yeah. I almost died.
Just like the lamest high five ever.
Oh my god.
We were in Berlin, and we were in this suburb of Berlin that was like, it seemed fine. But in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have used the ATMs that we did. But we both used the same ATM. Turns out that they both had probably a keyhole camera to look at our PIN numbers, and also a skimming device on the actual card insert. So we both used them to, I'm pretty sure, just withdraw money or something. Yeah. And then a few days later, we were in Copenhagen. So we were trying to withdraw money and it wasn't working. And we both checked our banks and found these transactions that we obviously didn't do, because mine were in America. Mine was like this Victoria's Secret, this
like a cake shop or something,
dessert restaurant. Yeah. I think there was like 3 Victoria's Secret and 1 dessert restaurant charge in Florida. So I was like,
you're like, where's my underwear, bitch?
It was like, I think mine totaled probably, I think it was over $1,000.
Yeah.
Yep. It was like withdrawals and actual transactions in the store. So they, like for that reason, I pretty much was like, yeah, okay, they got the PIN and the like card details from the skimming device. Yeah, that was sort of
that kind of
cool.
Sucked, especially since we were like, we're getting really pissy in Copenhagen because we couldn't buy food. And we're like, why is this not working? I got hacked too, but it wasn't, I think I got hacked like 500, but that's because I only had that amount on my card. And they were all from like Mexico. The shittiest part was that because we're overseas and we didn't know how long we were going to be anywhere and how long a new replacement card would come, like, our cards had to get cancelled. So there's a pro tip to everyone who wants to travel. Make sure you have another card. Yeah. Because luckily we had a joint account and that card wasn't hacked. So we used that.
Also, luckily, my brother was coming over.
Yeah.
So he brought
the cards. Yeah. But yeah, it's like pretty shitty if you had nothing Alright, the big finale.
I feel like, okay, side note, this was definitely like a shitty time for
Yeah, I
both
feel
of us,
like
but I was like, I maybe don't think back on it as
I don't think
harshly as you
it's
do.
bad now. Like I jokingly
Yeah.
think I'm like, oh, it was so bad, but now I like kind of deleted the pain.
Yeah.
But I know at the time I was like, oh my god. It was like the worst
Yeah.
like physical pain I felt.
It was just the sheer amount of time wasted and just
Annoyance.
and just stupid decisions. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I've made a whole video about this if you want to watch it. It's like a movie about the pain. But we were stuck on a mountain in Rosendal in Norway, so yeah, that wasn't fun. And we decided to climb it at like 4 p.m, but it was like kind of Lauren's idea, kind of me being like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was my idea, but like I figured it'd be alright because if
Yeah.
everything went according to plan, we wouldn't have got back in the dark. Like I didn't
Like-
plan for us to come back at 2 a.m.
Spoiler alert.
Because the sun sets at 10 or something,
Yeah.
and it said it was a 5-hour round trip.
I feel like it would have been fine for anyone else but me. If you're like walking
I
up
was
the mountain
probably
with someone
optimistic.
else, I'm just like, I don't know. I hadn't really done it before,
Yeah.
so I didn't know if I was shit, but it turns out I am really shit. We were like walking, Lauren kind of went ahead a bit, and I just kind of wanted to tap out kind of at the start. But I had to catch up to her to tell her that.
Yeah.
And I just never did.
That was my plan. I was like, if she can't catch me, she can't like throw in the towel.
Yeah, so I kept climbing the mountain, and then somehow, eventually I was convinced to go off the top. Oh my god, it's so hot. We're gonna quickly say this.
Yeah, I think you called up to me and you were like, I might just stay here and wait for you. And I was like,
Which I
"No,
should have
look,
done
it's
that."
right there. Like, we gotta make it.
You're
to
like,
the-"
it's like half an hour.
I was trying to be encouraging, but I was
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
So we got up the top, and then the worst part about this thing is that there was a sign that said Rosendal this way, Rosendal that way, and we decided to go the other way because it looked easier, but turns out it wasn't going towards this
And
like little town.
And it was also like, yeah, let's go a different way instead of the same way. Like, it might be cool or something.
Which you never do that. But yeah, we started walking the other way for like 45 minutes,
Yeah.
half an hour, and then we were like, nah, this isn't going anywhere. So we had to like go to the peak again, which like we went over snow and stuff to get back. So it was kind of crazy.
It was like one of those things where the longer you walk, the less you want to turn around because it means that you're
You got to go back the same way.
and just you've wasted all that time. Like the trip
Yeah.
to where you are and the trip back is just double the amount of time. So
And it
it's
was
like,
an incline again.
maybe it'll turn soon, but yeah, no. I think we might have been walking away from the summit for longer, or maybe like an
Yeah.
hour or something,
Yeah.
and then turned back, and then that was 2 hours. It was 10 o'clock, and we started going down. The sun was going down. It was dark.
But yeah, long story short, we basically got down the mountain again at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And it was like impossible to see once we got down a bit further because it was all just trees, so it was dark. So Lauren had her phone and she was like trying to guide me. And then I was like,
I was
I
just
was
holding
going
it
down on
behind
my
her.
butt for a
Yeah.
bit. My legs stopped working.
It
Fun
was
fact.
kind of like steep. And
Yeah.
It wasn't like a path. It was climbing over rocks a lot of the time.
Yeah, so it wasn't the greatest, but you know, we survived, and I think it's a funny story now.
The view was nice.
Yeah, the view was cool. And I got cool photos like this one. But yeah, that's our stories. Let me know in the comments if you've had a bad travel experience or a good one. Maybe it'll like enlighten people to still travel if there's some like nice stuff in the comments.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you have anything to add?
No, not really. Just maybe don't think that you're gonna go off traveling and have a perfect time the whole time unless
Yeah.
you're like super loaded, because then you can probably just pay to get yourself out of problems. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely things happen that don't,
Yeah.
go your way, and that's just part of it.
Travel isn't perfect like you see on Instagram. So anyway, thanks for watching and yeah, it's really
Catch it on the
friggin'
flip
hot
side.
in this room. We're
Yep.
gonna like
Fan's going on.
yeah, turn the fan on now. It's too hot.
that it? Yeah.
Oh my god. Australia is just too hot, so we need to like get out and go somewhere else now.
Eat some food, get out in the breeze.
Yeah. But until next time, keep wandering. So cheesy.